I don't know what you like. You don't go around and tell. I just had the weirdest encounter I've ever had in a while. There's this one guy driving by, and he's like, and I was like, and he's like, I wasn't sure what was going on, and he drove by and was like, "Can I help you?" Like, "I'm good, thank you. Like, I have thumbs up, I'm good." And I don't. That's so weird. Anyway, hey guys, welcome back. This is my second take. This is my second take. Today is June 8th. So I am. Yes, I wanted to talk to you guys about a conversation like our community had. I really don't know the details of this, and I really would like someone to give me some details on that and like documentation that I can like read, like term of service, like if they can find it on the term of service, because I couldn't find it. But apparently Stripe is considering drop shipping as a high risk business, in which they don't support high risk businesses. So if you ever work with Stripe, you'll end up losing your money, or not losing your money. If they find out that you're drop shipping, you're actually frozen. Your money will be frozen. So I see that as a potential issue for anybody who's trying to start dropshipping outside of Canada or outside of the US. If you're not using Shopify as your primary payment method, that is an issue by itself. If Stripe is your primary pay, your money now is locked in with someone that you don't even know, you can't even talk to. So if someone can give me details on that, like some information on that, I really appreciate it. I want to learn more about that. I'm interested to learn more about that, actually. The discussion didn't really go with a lot of details. Like nobody had like any references or any information in which they can, you know, provide in the discussion, like to bring value between people. The moral of the whole discussion was basically Stripes are considering dropshipping as a dangerous business, and therefore they do not cooperate, or not even cooperate, they don't even work with these people. So because they're considering it a high risk or a dangerous business, they have it as they do not want to get involved in it. And because they don't want to get involved in it, and if they find out that you're actually doing a dropshipping business through their platform, they will actually freeze your money and they won't give it to you. It's not right or wrong. You are wrong, so you need to pay the consequences for it. They already made it clear in their term of service. You accepted the term of service when you actually signed up with them. Remember the check mark? You did that. So I guess a lot of you guys be safe when you guys using Stripe. In PayPal is more lenient on that. So far I hadn't had any issues with PayPal. They froze my account once, but they haven't really froze it in a way saying, hey, you're dropshipping, you're not talking to people or whatever. But in any case, when they froze my account, I was actually able to prove to them that these orders was being actually fulfilled. And here are track number, track records, and I have people saying they received their items. So with PayPal, they actually are more lenient. At the beginning, they may actually be iffy about you having so many transactions. All of a sudden, you just have a new PayPal account and you're having so many transactions. It may hit to them as a red flag, but nevertheless, they are very, very, very conveniently open to the discussion. You can call them, you can talk to one of their representatives, and they can actually explain to them the situation. You can show them a proof of tracking, you can show them a proof of fulfillment and all of that. Again, I don't know, at this point I can't really, if what has been said is true, Stripe is one of those things I don't really recommend anybody to actually go and use. It's available, I believe it's available for the Canadian market. I believe so. I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. No, it's Shopify payments. Yes. That is said, the other thing I wanted to talk about today is, well, like as usual, I'm not really prepared, and this is not even the time that I really wanted to do this, because I still try to figure out where can I schedule this on my time. I'm literally squeezing myself to actually get this out, because I do not want to fail on what I promise. I've learned a big lesson, and maybe I think I should share this lesson with you guys. My lesson is very simple. Your currency is your words. Very simple. Your currency is your words. Your currency is your promises. Your currencies are in your commitments. If you're not really committed, I recommend you not to promise. And if you're not ready to take things, you shouldn't be doing it. This one, I did promise, and I really want to do it, because I don't know if I have anything to say to anybody, but I just know for a fact I need to keep talking, because when I keep talking, I actually learn more and I actually have better insights. That's why when the idea came to one of my friends and they asked me to do it, I immediately jumped in it, because I know how much value this can bring me particularly. So I don't care if it brings value to you guys. I'm doing it for myself. I'm very selfish. I'm straight up with you. So I guess the one thing I want to talk about is, due to recent events, I had to like do some changing on my account, and recently, and I think maybe this is the process, this is what is supposed to be done, but I spent so far on my ads about $10,000 so far, and I've made a good amount of money so far. It's really good, back as a return on investment. But I've never done influencer marketing. I've never done it, and I already have a few courses that talks about it. Jay Rich, for example, he talks about it. But nevertheless, I don't have the time, or not the time. It's not that I don't have the time. I just need to build it on my time. But my schedule is a bit heavy, even though in Corona time. Because I'm doing a lot. I'm not gonna try to explain myself. Excuses are excuses. I'm just gonna have to find a way to put it in. Oh yeah, this is one of my mantras again. I don't like to give excuses, and particularly for myself. Oh, I'm heavy. I'm sleepy. I can't do that. I can't do no. You know what? I say to myself, I need to do this. It's not that I don't need to do this or I don't need to do that. No, I want to do this. If I want to do this, how can I get it done? It's very simple. Now, I have a lot of courses talking about influencer marketing, and I recently just started, and now a few days ago, I purchased 2 gigs from Fiverr for one person to find me like collaboration accounts I can collaborate with. I gave them some specifications. I'm trying to follow the Bizea's advice, Beheza, whatever. Yeah, advice. He's recommending people to focus between the 10K to the 50K range accounts. So that's nice. My case, I'll probably focus on fashion. Well, I already did my thing. I am focused on fashion. Now, hear me out on this. Now, this is maybe inaccurate, maybe it's right or not, but hear me out on this. I have a feeling that what I'm doing right now makes a lot of sense. That I have ran ads first before, because a lot of times, and most of the most of the courses are actually telling you to go straight up to influencer marketing before Facebook ads. A couple of them actually ask you to do Facebook ad first. Now, for me, I don't know if I do believe I talked about this, but when you're talking about Facebooks and why not, you are going to, and I told people about this, that it's better for you to actually broaden your audience. Don't even try to actually make it like specific in terms of, you know, gender, in terms of age, or in terms of occupation that they have, or whatever it is, like the ideal customer. Sorry about that, my phone just crashed out. So yeah, like I said, it's basically, my recommendation was, don't try to create your ideal client or ideal customer and all of that. It's just because it actually increases the amount of money you need to pay per impression to actually have these particular people. It actually increases that. Now, the benefit of that as well, it will help you understand what kind of people are actually buying from you. Because of that, now that you have that knowledge, you can actually now target who do you want to be your influencer. Why? You would have, for example, I don't want to be a racist on this, and please do not take it as a racist thing. For example, majority of my clients are white people. Fuck. I'm sorry. Majority of my customers are white people. Black people, you do not like fairy tales. Did I say fairy tales? Sorry. Fairy wings, earrings. You do not like it. You like the hoop. You like the loop. That's what you like. And I'm almost about to like fight me on this. I know exactly what they like. That's fucked up. That's so bad. I need to shut up on that part. Anyway, I know for a fact from the advertisement, anybody above the 45-year-old, 45 women, they're all into it. They're all into buying it. They're interested. They have the interest of becoming a crafter of some sort, and they like to make jewelries. They want to make jewelries. They like to build jewelries and all of that. So now I have this information that I've created from Facebook. I can take this information and implement it on my influencer marketing. So when I actually try to reach out to an influencer, or trying to reach out to a particular account, I need to make sure, first of all, I don't care where they are, how many, what's the geography or demography of their audience, but I do care the age range of their audience. If they can provide me information on that, if they can provide me all of that. Again, I've never done Instagram marketing, so I don't know what information Instagram business account can actually offer. I need to look into that. I'm actually looking into that. But I'm just saying, like, most of the information I have, or most of the following that I'm seeing from people, I'm not gonna probably have a follow, like if I, for example, if I found an influencer, a black lady influencer, I will probably not use her account. Not because, again, I'm not racist, but because my website says so. My target audience is actually that. My website works with those particular people particularly good for some reason. I do not know why. I do not know why. But apparently white people likes it. They're honest. They're fairies. So bad. I need to shut up. God damn it. So that's the thing I actually like. I mean, this is a thing I think I'm gonna be doing. Like, I'm gonna be using the information that I gathered to actually approach particular or sets of people, or particular accounts, Instagram accounts, or particular Twitter accounts. Sorry, not Twitter. TikTok accounts. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, I don't know who would be buying from me. I don't know if the audience that I created from the research I have done, from, you know, the people who bought from me and all of that, I don't know what other things that actually triggered them to buy. Like, I have fathers that bought from me a lot, and like, not like a one item, like, god damn, like 2, 3, 4, 5. My maximum was 5 or 6, I think. $150. Again, I won't be able to find these guys, so I'm not gonna be sitting around looking for these guys or trying to mimic these kind of sales. But I'm gonna mimic the majority of these sales, which is the women's side, and a particular age, and a particular gender, and a particular ethnicity, and a particular, I'm not gonna say behavior, because I already know what's the behavior, but I can't really quantify that behavior on a particular account. I can not quantify, sorry, distinguish that behavior on a particular Instagram account. Maybe if I found crafters, but again, people who are interested in handmade jewelries, they are not really my buyers. They don't buy from me. They never bought from me. I have exploded that particular market thinking that I will get my buyers from there, but I've never had my buyers from there. Yeah, I've never had buyers from handmade, even though like I thought I could actually target the handmade jewelry people. So that's that. And that's what I'm thinking of doing. Like, I'm gonna be using, this is how I think like the process should go. The process, I spent about now 2 months gathering my data. Actually, it's more than 2 months, let's just be honest. It's probably 3 months or something like that. More than 3 months. Anyway, but I gathered enough data to now reach out to influencers who are actually able to give me what I want, or I'm considering them as a main target for me, right? It's not gonna be like, hey, you're in the fashion industry, I don't know if this is gonna work with you, but do you mind if you give me a shout out, whatever. And again, I'm not gonna give out shout out. I'm not gonna do the traditional way of shout out. I'm actually asking to either I'm gonna use the J Rich method of sending them the products and get shout out in return for products. That's what I'm about to do. And they pick up the 3 products that they want, or maybe 2 products that they want, and I'll send it up for them. Let them try it out. It's theirs. Also, again, me and my wife, because of our time, we haven't really created a new video yet. I need to create that video. God damn it, Mohamed, you need to sit down and do that video. I hate myself. Basically, me and my wife, well, I'm over exhausting now my ad. I need to find a new videos, so that's why I have a Canon right now. Anyway, I have a Canon right now, and I bought a Canon so I can actually make the videos, and I got the products at home, so I want to build a new video for it. I just didn't get the chance to go about and do it yet. It's in my mind now for the past 2 weeks, and I haven't got around to do it. And I need to do it. I need to put it on date. Well, I'm actually also waiting for my wife to be prepared. And again, that is not an excuse. Anyway, I need to get that going so I can change my ad. I'm almost reaching at the limit of my ad. So that's my opinion, and I don't know, what do you think about my opinion? Like, you know, gather the data first and then use the data that you have into your influencer marketing, which to me makes a lot of sense. Like, at the beginning when you started, you don't know who buys these products from you. You technically have a general idea of who is it, right? You and I will probably have a general idea of who is interested to buy your product. Chances are, if you're selling a beauty stuff, you're probably going to go into the beauty. If you're selling clothes, you're probably going to go into fashion and clothing and accessories, maybe, or whatever, right? But you do not know within that criteria or within that particular interests who's buying, right? So that's how I went about and did it. I was like, okay, I know who's buying now because I have gathered up my data. Like, after I gathered up my data, I take all of this information, like I have right now, I'm just using earrings. I'm just using earrings, and I'm just cutting off the subgroups that are actually not worth it for me to actually work on. Remember, I don't know if I talked about this or not, but again, you know, when you have your interests selected, Facebook actually doesn't give you the whole interest. They actually give you subgroups of the particular interest. So that's why they will tell you, oh, on the second phase you actually do like 3 groups, 3 ad sets of the same interest, and then another 3 ad set, or maybe 9 ad set of the same interest, or 10 ad set of the same interest, right? Because now you are tackling different subgroups in that particular interest, and when you're tackling different subgroups in the particular interest, you can actually accelerate the learning process of your pixel. And at the same time, you can actually disable the ones that are good and leave the ones that are actually not good, right? And that's about how I am going about to do it. And then, like, after you gathered your data from that group, you know, they are interested in earrings, they are interested in what's it called, jewelries, and why not? And then just take these data and go to the next step, which is, in my case, this is how I think, or how I feel it should be. It's influencer marketing. Taking that influencer marketing information, letting them know what are you looking for, who are your market, da 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 da, and from there you take it, right? So, and then later on, like with the influencer influencer marketing, you actually have a better chance of actually getting like better result this way, I think, at least, because I'm pretty sure because I've seen this already, not a lot of people are aware who should they be targeting, like which influencer group actually is worth it for them. The data is more important, and to me, is like data is king right now. So if you have the information before you even go to the influencer, you already know who you target. You're not gonna waste the influencer time. You're not gonna waste your own time. You already know who's gonna buy from you, right? And I'm like, this is quite interesting. This is quite, to me at least, this is interesting, and I'm testing it right now, and I'll let you guys know the results as soon as I get it. And yeah, I mean, it makes, at least to me, it makes a lot of sense to go that route instead of directly going into it. Particularly if you don't know who's the influencers you want to look for, right? Like, you may talk about an influencer who's into gym and all of that, but you don't know if, let's say, the muscle gun thing is his cup of tea, or his group of people are his cup of tea, or you don't know the muscle, the electrical shock thing. I don't know. Let's say the market, the age group is like 45 and above who buys it, and you go into a gym guy that most of his audience are like 24, 25 to 30. You will probably lose a lot of money. You'll probably lose a lot of money. Again, and there's another thing that I've noticed, because the majority of the results I got, or the recommendations that I got for particular accounts, the majority of them are into fashion. I think that's why 30% of dropshipping is actually accessories and appeal. He's driving pretty fast. Like accessories and appeal. Because your influencers are easy to be found. I just realized that. Like, your influencers are really easily can be found, and like, you have a long list of people who are just into a particular fashion or into a particular, thing. And that said, like, damn. And now that I think about it, it's almost like, okay, if you're into the appeal thing, or like clothing and all of that, I think it's easier for you to actually go into, man, I need to find that article again. I do remember talking about it. Like, it was a shock to me when I found out that clothing and appeal is like represent 33% of the dropshipping market. I don't remember where did I read that, but I do remember it though. Because it was a shock to me, that's why I still remember it. So maybe if you're in that particular what's it called, particular industry, or that particular niche, you can go directly to do influencer marketing, because the majority of people that are just into clothing. Like, you will see accounts that are just showing you clothes, different clothes. Again, you know when you're from Canada, when you actually see Timmy's, it's everybody's hand, free endorsement. It's done. So yeah, this is what I'm about to do right now, and I'm gonna share my results with that again. I don't know if I talked about this. I'm just gonna talk about it briefly within the next 5 minutes. A lot of comments were actually in multiple places asking about how do you get lower impressions. The lower impression is like, it comes with a lot of elements, but the majority of these impressions are like, the more the audience within the impression group, the less money you need to pay per impression. For example, if you do earrings, right now in my case, if I do earrings, I get them for 16 to 19, somewhere around there. If I do fashion and design, I do get, if I do recall, 3 to 5 or 6 sometimes. Is it 6? Well, I'm just gonna round it up 6, yeah. So you'll get that amount of numbers. So the broader the numbers are, the broader the audience are, the more people in that particular interest, the cheaper your impression would be. Not only that, the more your I don't see your copyright having an effect on this, but your video versus picture is very important. You pay more for picture than video, less for videos. Depends on your 3-second grabber. The stronger your 3-second grabber is, the cheaper you'll get it. What was the fourth one? There was a fourth one. I don't remember it right now, but I do recall there was a fourth one. Ad copy. Well, the ad copy doesn't really. Oh, and by the way, like recently, I also found out that few people don't recommend to put quote unquote emojis in your ad copy. Nevertheless, I still put emojis myself. I didn't see the difference yet. I do have some ad copies that are just ad copies, and I do see some ad copies. I do have ad copies that have emojis. It doesn't make a difference. So far, I'm having a better engagement with emojis than without emojis. I guess the ad copy does contribute to it now that I look at it. Yeah, cheaper with emojis. Without emojis is a bit not cheaper. The reason for that is because the higher probability of someone stop scrolling into your ad, the cheaper your impression would be. That's simple and plain. If the person stops your ad, you will get cheaper impressions cost. That's why when you have multiple ad sets and with the same interest, multiple ad set with the same interest, you'll find the fluctuation of these ad sets within like a 10% ratio or 15% ratio difference. Why? Is because each subcategory acts or reacts to your ad in a particular way, and that's why you get a cheaper results or a little bit higher results or a little bit cheaper results. Depends on the subgroup that you're in. That's why on the first phase you don't really look for subgroupings, you look for activities, because the majority of times activities adds up. Better yet, like it's a better add up. That is said, and I think now I hit my 30. I did 20 and I do remember doing 10 in the past. So yeah, I think I'll stop in there. I hope I didn't repeat myself. I don't check my videos. I just film them and upload them. Okay, so today is June 8th. My name is Mohamed. You guys have yourself a good day. And the sun is setting. Take care. Bye.